Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jesse, and today I'm going to be taking a bookish quiz and finding out what my bookish red flag is. Over the years, I've taken so many bookish quizzes, and I don't know why, but I am obsessed with them. Even the ones that are like awful, that are just like so dumb, I love them. I'm obsessed with them. What does that say about me? I'm not sure that I want to know what that says about me, but there's just something about these bookish quizzes that I love. I love being attacked. I love being called out. I love being exposed. I don't truthfully love all of those things, but I do love like taking these quizzes and just like seeing what my results are and like seeing where it lands me, seeing how these random questions that I get asked will lead me to the end result. I've listed the quiz down below in the description if you want to join me in taking this quiz. Join me and be attacked with me, please. If you do take them, drop your results down below in the comments. Let's get started. Again, the quiz that I'll be taking is what are your bookish red flags? I don't got any bookish red flags. Have I dog-eared a book before? Yes. Will I do it again? Yes. Does that make me a red flag? To some of y'all, probably, but to me, no. Take the quiz, let's go. Your current read isn't really working for you. You already DNF it, will console yourself by buying a new book, probably just need to come back to it later, muddle through cause you are no quitter, will pick it up next time you can't sleep. Honestly, I'm between two here because there are the times when I'm just like, this book is just not working right now. That doesn't mean that it's not ever going to work, so I'll just set it aside and I'll come back to it eventually. Keyword here is eventually because sometimes it takes me forever and a day to get back to that book, but sometimes I do get back to that book. There are the times when I come back to it and I'm like literally kind of wiping away dust because it's been so long. And then the other option that I tend to do is that I'll just like muddle my way through it. Not necessarily because I'm like not a quitter, but just because like I just want to keep reading. Like I just want to reach the end. I just want to like see what happens at the end and see if the ending makes the first chunk of the book better. So I'm kind of between two. I feel like more times than not, I just will like set it aside and I'll come back to it later. I'm gonna click probably just need to come back to it later. When do you take your reading breaks? At the end of a chapter, usually when you have fallen asleep reading, whenever you don't feel like reading anymore, you're a finish a book in one sitting kind of person most times, when the story is starting to get confusing or too heavy. Ooh, again, there are two options here that I kind of like fall under. One, we've got whenever you don't feel like reading anymore, because like if I'm getting to a point where I'm just like, I don't feel like reading, I don't want to force it because that's when the book slump comes and attacks me and takes over my life and I will never pick up a book ever again. That was a dramatic way of putting it, but like I will fall into a book slump if I force myself to read. So typically when I just don't feel like reading anymore, I won't read anymore. I also fall under when the story is starting to get confusing or too heavy. When it comes to it being confusing, I just need like a second to kind of process what's happening, and usually I can put the puzzle pieces together, but like I have to step away from the book and like go stare at a wall or something in order for like the pieces to kind of form into the puzzle and come together. I feel like I very rarely will stop reading a book when it becomes too heavy because I can typically like handle that kind of stuff. There have been times when it's gotten a bit much and it like becomes draining and I'm like, okay, I need a break, otherwise I'm gonna find myself in a bad mental spot and like I don't want to find myself there. So there have been times when I do take a break because it gets too heavy, but more times than not I feel like I take a break when it gets confusing. But I feel like I more so just stop myself whenever I don't feel like reading, so that's what I'm gonna click. I still don't feel like I'm a red flag. These answers don't feel very red flag to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Where do you keep your TBR? You don't really have one. By the bed, in a book cart or a designated space on your shelves, amongst all other books, or in your e-reader? Honestly, everywhere. I have unread books everywhere. My physical TBR is everywhere. I have them amongst my other books. I have them on a book cart. I have them on my nightstand. I have some on the floor in here. I don't want to talk about that. So I guess I'll just say amongst all other books because like they are just like mixed together with the books that I've read. This might make me a bit of a red flag though. I don't know. When you visit a bookstore, you make a budget beforehand and stick to it. Always say you're not going to buy anything but always come out with books. Have no trouble leaving empty-handed. Make a budget and forget about it as soon as you walk in. Or spend hours and hours there deciding what to buy. Honestly, I know this is going to be hard to like believe, but lately I've had no trouble leaving bookstores empty-handed. I'm currently on a book buying ban. So far, so good. We've been successful so far. We love to see it. But I feel like all of last year was like going into a bookstore knowing that I didn't need anything and then coming out with several things, which is not the healthiest, but I'm gonna go with like the current state that I'm in where I can like easily go into a bookstore and leave it without anything. Have no trouble leaving empty-handed. A friend lends you a book. You return it as soon as you're done with it, start reading it immediately, probably forget to read it for months, somehow manage to wreck it and have to buy your friend a new one, return it in pristine condition. See, I would definitely return it to my friend in pristine edition. I have no trouble doing that. I would never wreck the book. But just because I'm returning it does not mean I have read it. That's the problem with being a mood reader. I can't just like have a friend be like, here, read this. I'm not gonna take that and go home and read it. Like, that's just not how I work. That's not how I operate. If I go to my friend and I'm like, hey, I'm really in the mood to read that. Can I take it right now and read it right away? I can maybe make that happen. It just depends on what happens when I get into the book and how I feel about it. So I'm gonna say return it in pristine condition, even though it does not say anything about it like being read or whatever. It's fine. Now it's your turn to lend a book to a friend. You have no trouble lending books, but definitely want them back. Would rather get them a copy of it than lend your own books. Soon forget all about the book. Keep a list with all the books you've lent and who has them. Won't rest until you get it back. I don't know, honestly. Truthfully, I feel like my inner circle are all readers. Like, they all love books. And instead of like asking to borrow a book, they more times than not would just want to buy the book for themselves. I genuinely don't remember the last time I lent a book to somebody, and that's not to say I'm opposed to lending my books. Like, if a friend came to me and they were like, hey, can I read that? I'd be like, sure, go for it. Unless it was like some kind of special edition, then I'd be like, no touchy. But I feel like I would have no trouble lending books, but definitely want them back. Like, if you're gonna borrow it, it's coming back. Borrow. If you keep it, you're a thief, and I'm turning you in. Have you ever bought a book that you already owned? No, more times than you care to admit. Yes, but on purpose. Different edition, wanted an extra copy, etc. Yes, but you only owned a digital copy of it. You don't think so, but it is plausible you did. I'm gonna click more times than you care to admit. There are times when I do it intentional. Like, I'm like, I really loved this book. I also want to get this really nice special edition of it. Like this beautiful Percy Jackson edition I got recently. So shiny, so pretty, I had to have it. And then there are the times when I forget that I already own a book. So love when that happens. I definitely feel like that was a red flag answer. Are you a library user? Yes, you get more books from the library than brand new. Yes, but you buy more often. You buy as much as you borrow from the library. Yes, and you usually bring home a very optimistic amount of books. And no. Listen, lately I've been living at the library. I'm actually going to the library later today, so like, I love my library. I've become a full-on library stan. Not only do I love the fact that like the books are literally free, but I also love the fact that I found out that when you go to the library, you get an itch to read. Like there's just something about being in a library that just like makes me want to read. I get so motivated, and when I come home from the library, guess what I do? Read! This is hard because I feel like my habit only changed recently, and I don't know if this feels like very truthful to answer in this way, but like lately, yes, you get more books from the library than brand new. So far this year, I've only bought 2 books, and I've checked out probably 10 books from the library so far. So I'm gonna say yes, you get more books from the library than brand new books. Do you have a monthly budget for books? Sometimes, no, absolutely, and you stick to it. Yes, but you always overspend. I feel like answering no is such a red flag. Your ideal bookish date would be meeting for coffee at a bookshop cafe, bookstore crawl, favorite author event, visit each other's favorite bookshop, and buying a mystery book for each other. That's adorable. Bringing your favorite books to a park, exchanging them, and spending the afternoon reading them together. I mean, none of those scream red flag to me. Like, all of those sound amazing. All of those sound like green flag after green flag after green flag. I feel like the one that like piqued my interest the most is visit each other's favorite bookshop and buying a mystery book for each other. Like, that's adorable. Count me in for that. Boom. Choose a book trope. We've got enemies to lovers, stuck together, fake relationship, forbidden love, or soulmates. I don't know. I think I'm between enemies to lovers and fake relationship. Enemies to lovers or fake relationship. How dare you put me between 2 of my favorites? Why is it so hard? This should not be this hard. I'm gonna say fake relationship. Yeah, I'm gonna say fake relationship. I'm not very confident, but I'm picking it. What do you love the most about books? Getting lost in them for hours on end, talking about them with other people, getting to learn more about the world and about other people's experiences through them, the comfort they give you, especially favorite stories. Again, no red flag answers here in my opinion. These are all green flags. Why is there not an all of the above option? Because literally every single one of these is what I love about books. I'm just gonna say the pure joy they bring me. The pure joy they bring me is an umbrella for all the other things, okay? Like, all the other things fall under that, so goodness. Okay, interesting. I'm not super satisfied with this result. I feel like this result doesn't make any sense. Apparently my red flag title is you DNF like there's no tomorrow, which is not true about me at all. Like, if anything, I have a hard time DNFing books. Like, it is hard for me. As you should. Life is too short to read books you don't like, so embrace that DNFing soul. But maybe I should just like take this as encouragement, as a sign from the universe that I need to keep DNFing books and that I need to get better at it. So I'll just put that little twist on it and move on with my life. Does anybody else feel incredibly underwhelmed by that result? Like, I was expecting more. I was expecting to be full on attacked, but like it wasn't even very fitting for me. Now I'm extremely curious to know what results you got and if you feel like it's fitting for you in your reading life. Like, did your result attack you? Because my result didn't necessarily attack me. I guess it attacked me in the sense that like I need to be better at DNFing books, and it almost felt like it was calling me out to be better. It was giving me an example as to what I should strive strive to do? I don't know, but now I'm really curious as to know what you guys got. What were your results? Were your results fitting for you and your reading life? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, let me know down below in the comments if you want to see me take on more bookish quizzes, because I'll do it if you want it. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye-o! Can I just say I almost passed out while just doing that outro? Like, I was holding my breath as I was doing that. Like, why was I doing that? I don't need to hold my breath. Goodness gracious. I'm glad I didn't faint. That would have been a tragedy.